Hi everyone, welcome back to our third card. Well, this little card is with our gorgeous little Santa, so it's very Christmassy. And we're using the Be Jolly stamp set, but you can use whatever stamp you have, or you can get this in the current mini at the moment. Okay, so this little card is just like a little book card. It's got a spine here at the end and it just opens up like so. So we'll put that aside and bring in our kit. So you will be sent your instructions. I'm going to follow off them because it's been a couple of days since I've made this. So we're just going to go through the instructions. So today we're actually using our Stampin' Blends. So if you don't have any Stampin' Blend, you can use your watercoloured pencils or your Stampin' Write markers, your blender pens, your watercolouring, whatever colouring that you might like to do. So with our Stampin' Blends, these are an alcohol-based marker, and they have two ends, a pointy end and a brush end. I've taped my brush end because I mainly use the pointy end, and just in case I've got kids that push a little bit too hard or so, I just like to keep them taped up a little bit. Once you've used the Stampin' Blends, you won't want to use any other colouring tool. They're amazing. So in your kit you'll have enough for 2 cards. You'll have your card base and all your little bits cut for you. I've cheated, I've actually coloured a little guy, cut him out, and then if it's an online that I've sent out to you, you will have your bits cut. Otherwise the in-home class you'll be cutting your own. So what we're going to do is take our base first and we're going to score it. So I just need to open this up. So I better uncover my instructions so I can see them. I'm pretty sure it's 5 3/4 and 6 3/4, yes. So our card piece is like a half of A4, just cut long ways, but I've trimmed off to make it 11.5 inches. So first off we're going to score at 5 3/4 inches. We're not going to cut, we're going to score. And then 6 3/4 inches. So that's pretty simple. That's our scoring done. Just put that aside. Bring in our bone folder. We're just going to fold in half and burnish. And with our second one here, we're just going to fold backwards because that makes the little book. Like so. So you'll see that I have a ribbon around this one. This is entirely up to you. You can either put your ribbon in this little gusset here or you can wrap it around. I'm going to put mine in. I'm just going to lay it in like so, and we're going to do a knot up the top. So first off, all we're going to do is put some adhesive in this little inch piece here. Don't get too close to the score lines because you don't want it oozing out, or you can use tear and tape or whatever adhesive you like to use. So I'm just going to stick that into the middle and then just close it up. And just give it time to stick. And that way when we need to tie it, it's all neat and tidy in our card fold. So really now we're just going to bring in our pieces that are all cut for you, layered up, and we're just going to stick those on. So we'll just do this bit quickly. Such a neat little card and not very hard to make at all. I'll layer up our black onto the front And you can use whatever side of the DSP you like. There's no right or wrong. And I've already stamped the little Merry Hello. So this comes out of here, little Merry Hello, and I've just done it on a little flag. I'm going to sit it up here. And we've got our circle die cuts that we're going to sit there. But I'm just going to stamp the Santa for you and just colour to show you how good these are. So we've got our little Santa. And we're using our Memento Black. So when you're using our Stampin' Blends, you really do need the Memento Black, because otherwise the alcohol in the pens will make your image bleed. So you're just going to stamp, give it a minute to come off onto your paper. And now we're just going to start doing our colouring. So I'm just going to take this off. So these are our... So you don't have to go right to your line, because it does bleed a little bit. And it bleeds a little bit more with the thicker end. So you sort of stay away. So when you buy these pens, they come in a twin pack, so you get a lighter and a darker one. This is our Real Red, and I'm using the darkest one. So you don't even have to be a super artist. I'm not even going to blend, I'm just going to straight colour with these little fellas today. But these are beautiful for blending. So if you've got something that you want to use a little bit lighter shade, and then you bring in the darker shade and blend it up, and then you just go over it with your lighter colour again, and it just blends beautifully. And I'm not a good drawer colour or anything like that, but it does make you look good. And here's Santa pants. I mean, I'm a little bit rushed here, so I hope I don't mess it up too much. So that will do him. Now we'll bring in the black for his boots. And when you're colouring with the blends, I'll just show you on the other side, you can see it coming through. That means you've got a good coverage. And his belt. You don't even have to colour his beard or anything, we're just leaving that on the basic white. Oh, I forgot his sleeves. I better go back and do his sleeves. Little sleeves. And smoky slate for his buckle. So you can see it is a very quick little project. So this one is our Petal Pink, and I'm going to be using both of these. So what I'm going to do is colour his whole face with the lightest Petal Pink. You don't have to be anything flash, I'm just colouring around pretty quickly. Little ear, nose and mouth. So then I'm going to bring in the darker one, and I'm just going to put it under here a little bit, and his nose, because that's where I think a little bit of a shadow would be from his hat. So you might be able to see that. Just it's a little bit darker, you can see the lines. And then I'm going to bring back the lighter one in and just colour all over it to blend. Just blend it down. And you might think, oh, it's looking all the same colour. But you just give it a minute to dry off. And you'll just see how nicely it's blended. So that's how it is with our Santa. That's him done. So I'm going to bring him this one back in, and that's what we're going to colour. We've coloured and we're going to adhere to our circle. So I'm just going to add the layers up. So these layering circles are just the best dye. I think I said that before. I'll just bring them in and show you because I'm using on the next one as well. The layering circles, there's scallops, there's circles of so many different sizes that this is one of your best buys, I think. I use it constantly. So we're just going to do him. I'm just going to bring in some dimensionals. I've left my picker tool at my other desk. Sorry guys. And I'm just going to get some dimensionals. Not sure whether he'll fit on that tiny little hat. I might have to do a piece. Fit one hand, two hands, and one in the centre. I might just cut a small one in half. See whether I can get that onto the little okay, we'll get all these bits off. So I'm just dimensioning Santa up. I'm not going to dimension the circle up because that could make it a little bit too thick to put through the post on just your normal postage. But you can do whatever you like. If you've got a good postmistress, they mightn't charge you. So I'm just going to stick him on here and get my glue. Stick him in this corner. You can place him wherever you like. You don't have to place him down in the corner. And we'll just get a couple of dimensionals for our sentiment as well. I need another one in the middle. So we're going to wrap the ribbon. And I'm just doing a knot. You can do a bow or whatever you like. If I sit here and fiddle to do a bow, I could be here all day. So I'm just going to do a knot. And take these off. Put a merry hello there. So now you will have a piece here that you're going to place in the centre. You could do whichever you like. We could do, how about I get this one out. I'll have to say, excuse me Santa, I'll take you off. use the ink. I was just testing that it was all covered. We can put a sleigh full of presents and on your envelope. And you can also colour that in. That's totally up to you. I'm just going to put it in like this because of time constraints. Just put that in like that. But you can also colour your sleigh in or whatever you're using as well. And don't forget to dress up your envelope. Now, while I was cutting this ribbon off, I just thought if you do have these pens, this is when you'll want the bigger end, but that's okay. We'll do it with the small end. This gorgeous little 1/4 inch seam binding ribbon, crinkly, brilliant for, you can colour this with these markers, these blends, and it gives you fantastic coverage. And then you have ribbon that goes with every project. So when you colour it, just put it aside for a little while and let it dry so it doesn't go onto your cardstock. But I do that many times, so you've got your ribbon that matches all of your projects. So that's another good thing about our Stampin' Blends as well, and it doesn't rub off. Once it's dry, it doesn't rub off. So girls, I hope you enjoyed that little card. Just a little bit different way to make a card. And here's a cute little Santa card. And you can see that there's no other embellishments or anything on that because Santa just takes the takes pride in place. You could use your shiny little, let me just get it for you, Wink of Stella pen. You could colour in his white beard and that if you want it to shine. You can dress it up however you like, but that's just a gorgeous little simple card. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll be back with your last project. Won't be long. Okay ladies, we're back again. So this is our last card, and there's quite a few different techniques in this one. We've got embossing on our beautiful shimmer foil. We've got cutting out once again with our layered circles. We've got heat embossing with our clear embossing powder and silver. So all of yous will, and this is heat embossed as well, sorry. All of yous will receive, you know, out of the beautiful DSP. I'll show you another one that I've created over here. I haven't created this. This is another one of my swaps, and I've got the idea from this. Is this gorgeous DSP here as well. This is just a little gift card. Gorgeous colours. So you'll all get a different DSP that is out of the beautiful whimsical suite. So that's in the current mini as well. So everyone's will be a little bit different. I've tried to give you 2 different colours so you can actually see the DSP. So there's lots of things going on there, so I'll just put that aside. So what stamp sets I am using is the Peaceful Deer, because I needed this little deer here, and the Whimsical Trees, and I'm using this little one here. So the Whimsical Trees we used before with all our dies. We'll need these dies and we'll be cutting things out. So I'll put them just over there. Our colours that we'll be using are Soft Succulent and Misty Moonlight. They're the ones that I'll be using, and you can change up colours to whatever suits your project. We'll also be using this musical die. So I'll give you the exact name. Merry Medley musical die. It's a 3D embossing folder. put that aside, and just our normal coloured rhinestones. So if you've got the rhinestones, going back to our Stampin' Blends, if you use your Stampin' Blends on your brush end this time, so you'd have to unstick it, and you would just colour around your little rhinestones, and that gives you any colour rhinestone that you colour with, which is another great idea with our Stampin' Blends. So I'll put that aside. These are all our embossing gear. I'm just going to put that so where I can grab it. So I will be stopping and starting the video a little bit this time, just so you don't have to watch me do all the mundane little bits. I'll do most of it and then race off and run something through the big shot and then come back. I just want to show you, my paper's a little bit wrecked here, but this is the beautiful shimmer vellum. So if you've seen it in the catalogue and couldn't get really a good glimpse of it, this is the beautiful, can you see, I'm not sure whether you can see it shine or not through the camera, but this is just absolutely beautiful, this vellum that you can use. You get 2 pieces of each colour. You get the freesia, the pale papaya, soft succulent, 5 colours, evening evergreen. So these are all in the new in colours. So they are just absolutely gorgeous. So I just thought I'd show you those so you really know what you're looking at. I'm not sure whether I was out of camera. I better show you these pink and purple ones as well. Beautiful. I'll just put them aside. Okay, in your kit you will have your card base. So your card base is in the thick basic white, so you will need to score it. You will have a piece for the insert. You will have your DSP. I've already done this to try and so you can do it either way, whichever way you want, up to you. And you will all have some silver foil or glimmer or whatever. I've used the glimmer. It's what was left over. It's not available anymore, so that's why I used this one, so you wouldn't get that. And I'm just going to show you again with these great circle dies. This is how I cut this out to get that nice thick rim. So you're not actually going to use the centerpiece, but you can use it on another project. So I just stuck the 2 dies together with a bit of washi tape and ran it through when you got your nice thick piece. We will need to use a circle die to be cutting out a window, but we only want the smallest one. We want to be cutting out a window in our DSP so we can put this lovely shimmer behind. But we'll work our way through that. I'll just put this aside over here. First off, we're going to bring in our scoring tool. I don't need to open that out. And we're going to score this in half. So at 4 1/8, with our scorer, we're going to score in half, because if you try and just fold the thick basic white, it just doesn't give you a nice fold. So just score it and it'll give you a lovely fold. So that's our first piece. Then we're going to bring in our front layer, and we're just going to work out where we want to put, I'll just show you this one, the completed one, where you want your circle. You can have it down here if you like, you can have it right up the top, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to do mine about there, and I'm going to run that through the big shot, so I won't be a moment. Okay, I'm back. So that's just been run through. We're just going to pop that out and take off our circle. I've got a little bit of tape on there, I'll get off. So you can use that in another project as well. So now what we're going to do is, so with our shimmer vellum, you'll just run that through your whatever embossing folder you have as well. Just run it through to give it something interesting on the back. And we're just going to pop it behind like so. So it doesn't matter what tape you use. I'm just going to use a little bit of Stampin' Seal just on the corners. Just bring that in. And give it a little bit of a rub. So take our base now and we can adhere that onto our front. So I'm just going to use glue. So that's the start of your card. I'm just going to put the insert in here for a minute. Now you're going to, you've either got these cut for you or you're going to cut them. So all you're going to do is cut that out, and this is going to just fit neatly around the circle. Not sure which glue I've been. Just put a little bit around. You don't want it too sticky. This one's coming out slowly but surely. And we're just going to put it around the edge. So you'll have two of these that you can make a nice little card out of. So there you go. So now what we're going to do is our embossing and our stamping. So we need two trees, we need our reindeer, and we need our Merry Christmas. I don't think I've got that out. I'll just grab it. And they're all heat embossed. So just stick that on there and hope that I don't make it messy. So what I'm going to do with our first one, with our heat embossing, once again we need our Versamark. We need clear and silver heat embossing, and you'll either just get a piece of A4 or a tray to tip your embossing into. So first off, I'm just going to do the reindeer, which is just done in silver. And I might just clean him because he's been sitting out for a couple of days waiting for me to get back to it. Could be dust and all sorts on him, so I'll just give him a bit of clean. So now what we want to do is, I'll just ink him up with our Versamark. Make sure you get lots on. Running out of room. And I'm just going to stamp him on, hold it, give it time for the Versamark to get onto your paper. And it is sticky, so you could see how I had to peel that off. And we're just going to use our silver embossing powder. I'm not sure whether you can see that image. We'll certainly show out once we put this on. Just give it a little shake. There's our little reindeer. Now I'm going to heat him straight away because I'm using a different colour for the trees. So I'm just going to heat that, so I'll just turn this off for 2 seconds. Now ladies, I'll come back. I'm just going to finish off this just to show you how good it looks. It just took a bit of time to heat up. So you can just see how pretty he looks. Okay, so you can either punch this little fella out or cut it out, whichever you like, or use whatever you're using at home. So I'm just going to punch him out. Oh, dropped him on the floor. So that's our little reindeer. Now I can put that aside. And now what we're going to do is our trees. So our trees are done a little bit different. We're going to have 2 different colour trees. So this is why we need our clear embossing powder. So when you're doing different colours, so if you've got clear embossing powder, you can virtually do any stamp and emboss any colour you like. So what we're going to do first up, we're going to do our Misty Moonlight one. So what we're going to do is still ink up in our Versamark, get a nice covering, and then we're going to ink into our Misty Moonlight and just stamp. I'm just going to cover it, inks up, because I don't want embossing powder all over it. And then we're just going to use our clear embossing powder, which looks white. Just tip it all over. And it looks quite opaque there. So while we're going, I'm going to clean off this blue, because I don't want to put blue ink in my green. So exactly the same again, ink into your Versamark first. So if you inked into your green first, you would get green marks, or whatever colour ink you ink into on your Versamark. So we don't want that. We don't want it all dirty and awful. Soft Succulent and stamp. So we've just stamped again. Just our clear embossing. Now we'll clear the deck a little bit so we can heat. I'm just going to clean this up. Sorry, you don't really want to watch this. That's why I stopped it before, so you didn't have to. Because I've got to do our sentiment. So now we're going to turn on the heater again, heat tool again. So that's melted, but you don't see as much impact as the silver, but you can see that those trees just look nice and shiny. And it just gives a lovely effect on your card. And now our last one is we're going to do a silver Merry Christmas onto our piece of Misty Moonlight. I can't see whether this is straight. I'm hoping it's straight. into our Versamark, straight onto our cardstock, and we're going to use our silver. Give it a minute to sit on there. And it's a bit hard to see that one on there. I might just put this right out of the road so it doesn't melt and blow it away. And you can see it coming up. Sometimes when it starts to curl, I blow upwards to bring it back. So long as you've got the heat. And there's our Merry Christmas. And I'm just going to cut that off. Okay, so I will get the die from this one. And this fits neatly over the little tree. So I'll be back in a minute when I cut those out. Okay, I'm back. So I've just been over, run them through the die cutting machine and pop them out. So I'll put them aside, bring back our card, and we have all our little bits here. So with our, you can cut this however you like. I've just cut it straight up, but you can, you can cut an edge like so if you like, just to put him up. And our two trees, we're just going to put them like so. And there's our gorgeous little card. So I just need some dimensionals. For one, I'm going to stick him flat, because I want to overlay them. So I'm just going to stick flat on top of the card. It will take a little bit to stick because I've got the foil, I've got the shimmer. It'll take a little bit to stick, but with the others I'm going to dimensional up. I might cut, so don't forget, like all these little bits, just snip through and use them. Nothing wrong with them. When I need a skinny little bit, I just cut right along the edge there, like for his legs. If you think you want a skinny little bit, you just cut right up the edge like so and cut a little bit off. So I'm going to, I just lost the other end. So when you do use these edge bits, sometimes they're a little bit harder to take off. All that sticky off. So I have actually used some of these little edge bits for these, but for the quickness of this card, so this little bit here I would, but it takes a little bit of getting this sticky off. Put down his leg just to make him stick a bit better. Put down here, and maybe another piece. Down the leg. I've done it now, might as well continue on for you. Cut another tiny little skinny bit off. Find the sticky side. And then being right on the edge, it's a little bit thicker backing, so it just takes a little bit more to get off. but it just holds those legs nicely. It's like a double layer right on the edge. Just a bit. Okay, so we're going to put him about like so. And our other tree, won't get the edge bits. We're just going to go over the top. A few more dimensionals for the sentiment. Lots of dimensionals in this one. Gives your card a nice lift. Up the top there. Clear our space a little bit, and last of all, I've got some Diamantes here somewhere, some rhinestones. Here we go. And we're just going to stick some rhinestones right on top, all to blend in with our silver. So if I've got my blends here, I'm just going to show you how to colour the rhinestones. Can't find the edge to do that, so I'll do it with the pointy end, but it's much easier with the brush end. So all you're going to do is just go around and colour your rhinestones, and you just leave them sit there for a little bit to dry, and then you've got lovely coloured rhinestones. So another way to use your Stampin' Right markers. Okay, clear the deck here a bit to show you this lovely finished card. Well, nearly finished. We've got to do something on the inside. Up to you, whatever you want to do. We might just stamp a couple of the little trees. I use the green last, so I'll do green ones. Can do one here and one here. And on the envelope, don't forget to do your envelope. 1, 2. So even another idea too, if you've got lots of DSP that you want to use, or even just stamp along the flap of your envelope as well. It's a nice way to decorate it. And it's just a little bit more special when someone receives their card in the mail. Okay, now we're going to put our insert in. I think I'm running out of glue. Insert. And you've got your card and your envelope all done. So now I'll bring all the cards that we've done back in just so you can have a look. So that's the one we've just finished. Our gorgeous little Santa. Our little whimsical Christmas trees that we've put the weaving on. And our lovely little gift card holder that you just lift up. Now don't forget you've got to stick your gift card onto your gift card holder. So we'll just push that one back down. Put it in behind our little closer. Sorry, I'll bring them back into the picture a little bit more. So hopefully when you finish all your Christmas cards and gift card holder, you'll have enough to send out to your family and friends. I hope you enjoyed these different cards. They're all a little bit different, but it just stretches your imagination, and you can make lots of different Christmas cards and ideas. Okay, thanks ladies very much for your support throughout the year. It's been amazing, because I wouldn't survive without you girls supporting me, so I appreciate that wholeheartedly, and I hope you all have a very, very Merry Christmas and a fantastic New Year. Okay, bye bye ladies.